collide. Every loss was tuition, pay dues in the dark. Study pain like a language, now I speak from the heart. Goals like constellations, connect and make art. Legacies a canvas, every stroke a new start. Humanity reflection in the ripples we make. Lift another soul up, watch the shackles break.
Mirror to the
What comes to mind when you think about the word selling or when you hear um, the word sales? Do you like selling? Do you not like selling? Let me know in the chat. Do you like selling? Do you not like selling? Do you like selling or do you not like selling? So a lot of people don't like the word selling. They don't like it. They think that selling feels wrong. They think it feels weird. They think it's pushy. They think it's about convincing. But selling isn't about convincing. You don't have to convince people. People need to sell themselves. That's why, like, if you look at, let's say Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts might be on the corner or it might be, somewhere in the middle of the block, but there's not a person that's outside selling you the Dunkin' Donuts. Hey, come into the Dunkin' Donuts. Hey, come on, buy the Dunkin' Donuts. Hey, come on, just try the donuts, right? They just have a sign that says Dunkin' Donuts. They have advertisements on TV that says America runs on Dunkin'. So there's perception in this. There's power in perception. Somebody write that down in the chat. There's power in perception. So when Dunkin' Donuts has the sign, signs and symbols rule this world, right? If I say, yeah, I think that was a great show that you did, and have my face like that. I mean, I personally wouldn't do this, but there's people who do it. Yeah, you had a great show tonight. What's your first thought? What's your first thought? I said the words. I said it. I said you had a great show tonight. A lot of us believe actions speak louder than words, right? A lot of us believe actions speak louder than words. So signs and symbols rule this world. So the sign that I'm giving you is symbolic to me actually being condescending or feeling like making you feel like I'm chastising you in a way. So if I'm giving you the screwed up face and I'm saying something positive, you have more weight on which one, the words or my face. Yeah, you did a great job tonight. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It was dope. It was great. It was great. It was great. Yo, man, I love it. I love it. Which one do you give more power to? I'm just gonna literally show you in real time that signs and symbols rule the world because I just told you you had a great job tonight. You did a great job tonight. But which one would you lean closer to? The facial expressions, the body language, or the words? And if you choose the facial expressions, the body language, it's because signs and symbols rule this world. I don't need to have a person on the corner holding up a stop sign that's telling you to stop. I could just have a red light. And what are you going to do at the red light? What are you going to do at the red light? I can have a green light. What are you going to do at the green light? See, you've been trained since you was young to do these things, to follow this order. You may not know it, but you've been infiltrated at a young age. Y'all remember the game? Red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. They taught you that. They taught you to obey the signs before you even knew what you were going to get into. It's so automatic for you to do it. Like for you to, some of y'all run the red lights, and I ain't gonna say nothing. Some of y'all be running the red lights sometimes. I'm not gonna call any names out. I'm not pointing any elbows, But I'm saying innately, without someone having to tell you that red is for you to stop, green is for you to go. Now, some of you see yellow and you start speeding. That's different. That's a different conversation. Some of you see yellow and start taking off. And some of you be seeing yellow and y'all come to a complete stop. Like, come on, y'all gotta make it up. Anyway, so signs and symbols rule the world. See, when you start understanding signs and symbols, when you start understanding signs and symbols, what's going to happen to you is you're going to have a higher level of clarity. you're going to have a higher level of clarity around how people respond to what you do and say. See, signs and symbols rule the world, but language is behind all of it. So even in your language, so I'll give you an example. If you go to a person and you say, hey, good morning. You go to a person and you say, hey, good morning to him, right? If you say, hey, good morning to him, what are the chances that they just say, hey, good morning back to you? What are the chances? Amy, what's up? How did you get in here? You went to loveplus.com? What's up? What's going on? Good to see you. So when you think about selling, right? I want you to understand that signs and symbols rule the world. Okay. So the signs that you're seeing are backed by language. So language is the most important thing that you have to start learning because language is going to dictate your reality, whether you like it or not. But here's the best part of it all. When you learn language, you learn other people. So if I say to you, hey, good morning, what are you going to say back to me? If I say, how are you? What are you going to say back to me? Now, when I flip the script on you and I change your paradigm, I change your autopilot, and I say something like this to you. Oh, so who are you and what are you out to accomplish in this world? That's not something that you have an automatic comeback for. So you now are forced to change your script of thinking. This is where you want to go with sales. So sales isn't about convincing anybody anything, it's getting them to think about what they need to be doing for them. Just like I gave you the example for the parents, right? So the parent says the parent is watching a child. The child is screaming, wham, okay, cool. The parent is actually annoyed. The parent is actually worried. The parent is actually confused or concerned. There's something there that the parent has to stop. So the parent wants to have a payoff from the child, from helping the child out, right? So they have to figure out what to do. Now, the way to figure out what to do, oh, I meant to send the link out really quick. I gotta send the link out to the group chat. So the way to figure out what to do is to try different combinations. So when you're looking for success and you're looking to be on a path for greatness, don't shortchange yourself just because you tried it once, just because you tried it twice. Try it again and get a gain from it and see. This time you have to observe. So when it comes to selling, you have to observe what it is that the user on the other side is responding to. So we don't want to come off salesy. We want to change the script. Put this in the chat. The first thing that you want to do when it comes to selling is change the script. And I'm going to go over the presentation in a second. I'm just making sure we get the mindset part in first. Okay. So when you think about selling, some of you put in the chat, you don't like selling. Selling feels weird. Trying to convince people to buy. I'm learning to like it. So there's different things, right? Everyone has a different feeling about selling. Now, what is your greatest sales story? How much money have you ever made in selling? Put it in the chat. How much impact have you made selling? Put it in the chat. Because maybe sometimes what you're selling isn't to gain monetary value, it's to gain notoriety, attention, or something of that sort, right? Some type of attention currency in that way. So I want you to get comfortable that you are selling whether you like it or not. So imagine if you're selling whether you like it or not, what would you do now? If you're selling regardless, even if you say to yourself, I don't like selling, I'm not looking to convince anybody, but God herself came down and said, hey, this you are selling when you speak. And you got a revelation. What is your choice now? Are you choosing to ignore that selling is actually part of your day-to-day as a human being? Or are you going to actually step into your power of knowing that selling is just communicating a thought and an idea to someone to help them get to where they already want to be? Which one? Which one is it for you? So let's start sharing the presentation. Let's start sharing the presentation. If you are on Instagram, go to loveplus.com, come over to the Zoom, loveplus.com/mindset Mondays. Come over to the Zoom. Okay, let me share my screen with you all. Let's go through the presentation. Let's go through the presentation. If you want to change your perception of sales, I want you to think about what could sales do for you? What could selling do for you? Let me stop this real quick so I can share my screen and I'll come right back. Give me a second. What could sales do for you? Okay, what could sales do for you? All right, we got it up. Now all I have to do is share the screen and we'll be good. What does sales do for you? Let me know in the chat. 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 All right, makes your life better. What else? Let me see something on. Let me check YouTube as well. And let me also see Instagram. Let's get those comments going. Makes your life better, but go a little bit deeper. Why does it make your life better? What happens with sales? Because if you are selling at a granular level, do you know that you're getting everything you want? So I want you to think about it this way. Whatever the reality of what you want your life to be, if you're not selling, that life does not show up to you. Make sense? And now, even more than ever, if you're stepping into a level of entrepreneurship or business, you're going to have to face your fears about posting on Instagram or posting on TikTok or just posting on social media in general. All right, let's go for it and let's start sharing the screen. So sales and communication, this is huge. Once again, if you're on Instagram, unfortunately, I'm not going to but if you do select
new pathways firing like fireworks in my head. Okay. Big paydays coming from the work that I bled.
Understanding sales and communication. Here's the introduction.
When I walk in, growth in my veins, I change and I lock in.
To building relationships. Identifying customer needs.
You can't ignore new pathways. I'll never think the way I did
different personality types. Practicing active listening and using persuasive techniques to influence decisions. In this lesson, we will explore how to master intuition and effectiveness. Now, I want you to pick this out. Anytime we read,
turn the pressure into flex, count
just
these
get the 10%
wins.
of
Like I used
information
to count my flaws,
that's
stacking
going to
habits till
do
they
the
turn to
essentially
written
the
laws.
20% of
I've been
information
training every
that's
thought
going
like
to
a
give you
muscle.
the 80%
Every
profit.
baby that
Right? You know
I had,
the
now it
80/20 rule?
hustles. Wiring
So
my
I
mind
want
for
you
the
to use
hustle and the
that when
hustle.
you're
Watch
listening
me,
to
watch
presentations or when you're
me.
watching
New
presentations.
pathways
Remember,
firing like
the brain
fireworks
is
in my
only going to
head.
remember 10% of what focus on. So if
Big
you find
paydays
keywords
coming from
and
the
you
work
find
that I
key
bled.
concepts, you're going
Power
to
in my
get
pocket,
back.
respect when I walk
It'll be
in.
one
Growth in my veins, I change
always
and I
ask you
lock
what
in.
you think. So while we're going through this, I want you to write this down or think about it in a
I'm fading ways you can't ignore.
start to envision the key takeaways from it. So when you look at
Panic
this
to
introductory
power,
paragraph, what is it
from
saying?
story to fact.
Effective sales
I
and
rewrite
communication
the
skills
hour.
are essential
I redraw the
for
map.
building
From
relationships.
silence to
Any
speaking,
business is a
from
relationship.
waiting to
Any business
act.
is a
Every
relationship. All
tiny
businesses are built
decision
upon
is
relationships.
compounding my
Believe any business is leadership.
We can't hear you. The music
You
is
must
too
be
loud.
New pathways firing like fireworks in my head.
articulate yourself and know what
Big
you're
paydays coming from the work
So the
that
same
I
thing goes with business. You must be able to
get respect
identify
when
the
I walk
customer
in. Growth in my veins, I
understand what they're
change and I
looking
lock
for,
in.
and close the deal. Meaning that, okay, let's make a promise. What is the promise?
I'm fading ways you can't
So
adore.
understanding the personality types, practicing active listening, and using persuasive techniques to influence decisions will be key. Let me give you an example. So a persuasive technique is not the same thing as convincing. It's just a way to persuade a person, to get a person to naturally want to do it. So if you have a partner and you want your partner to take a long walk with you on the beach or on the park, two ways how this can be. You can go to your partner and say, hey, how
Eyes
come you
open
never
in
take
the
a walk with
morning.
me? I want to go take a walk.
Mind moving like a
Okay,
market.
that's a good way to try.
Got a
But
notebook
is it a
full of
great way to
targets.
try? See now what you
Heart
can do
full,
is
that's
you
the
can offer a
profit.
promise to
Dream
your
chaser,
partner,
go getter, go
person that
giver.
you're with.
Pole game,
And
cold
you can say,
weather,
hey,
warm liver.
I know you
Eat
love
books, small circle, big
time
vision.
watching movies.
Turn losses into
Right, so
labs,
what
that's
about
revision.
if
Rich is the
you
lesson,
watch
broke is the
movies, whatever movie
excuse.
that you wanna
Growth
watch,
is the
check that
asset,
out.
compound truth. Money, power, respect, that's a two
I would
set.
love it.
Character, the credit line ain't rate yet.
Make me feel so amazing.
Nerves fire when I write this script.
Which one sounds better to
Brainwave
you?
switch, let it light this trip.
Number one or number
Rewire
two?
fear, turn pressure to a prayer. Every
Which
can't
one sounds more
do, disappear in the
persuasive?
air.
Number one or number two?
Brainwave switch, I flip that.
Okay, so let's just make
Turn
this.
one
this
plan
is
into
easy.
six
Here we
pack.
go. So here are the
Growth
objectives
in
that
the
we're
vault,
going
I'm
for.
rich in
By
that that money, power, respect, yeah, it's bigger when we give it back. Brainwave switch, I live that. Turn one down in the dispatch. Growth in the vault, I'm rich in that money, power, respect, yeah, it's bigger when we give it back. New lane, still real, no gimmick. Got grace, got grind, both in it. New Rossins in the way I choose. Change thoughts, change routes, change views. Connectivity, we all one signal. Pour into the fam, let the winds ripple. I don't flex cash, I flex habits. Turn small steps into lifelong patterns. High stakes, but my face stay higher. I map out the brain when I'm playing with desire. See the future sitting right past fear. So I walk it like it's already
We
here.
can't hear you. The music is too loud. The music is too loud. We can't hear you.
I'm confused to why that's playing.
Okay, thanks. Yeah,
You
we
can hear me
you
now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Oh, Amy, you could have raised your hand and told me that.
Yes, I can.
I'm
We
not
can
sure
hear
why I
you
didn't
now.
see that.
Thank
Remember,
you.
I was looking for the audio earlier and I didn't hear anything? Yeah, I was wondering what happened. Thank you for that. Okay. Let me see. Let me check YouTube really quick. Let me check YouTube.
Amy's stupid.
All right.
She was sitting there looking like a dummy.
Cool now? We're all good now? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if we're good now. All right, cool. Good, good. So excuse me for that, everyone. That's why we need the team. There's no team here today. All right, cool. Let's get back to it. In fact, just because they didn't hear me, I'm just going to briefly run through the top a little bit. I'm just going to bullet point blitz that. Okay, just going to bullet point blitz that. All right, cool. Real quick, I'll read the introduction and then I will get right back into it. So the introduction is effective sales and communication skills are essential for building relationships, identifying customer needs, and closing deals. These skills involve understanding different personality types, practicing active listening, and using persuasive techniques to influence decisions. In this lesson, we will explore how to master these skills to enhance your sales effectiveness. Remember, any sales that you do is not convincing anyone of anything. It's literally persuading, it's literally helping them see what they already wanted and helping them get to that. Just like we gave you the example earlier, signs and symbols rule the world. If signs and symbols rule the world, what signs are you giving? What symbol, what's symbolic to what you're doing? All of these things matter. And by the end of this call, you would understand both signs and symbols as well as being able to sell because it has a lot to do with it. So at the end of this lesson, students will be able to recognize and adapt to different personality types in sales interactions, apply active listening techniques to understand and respond to customer needs, develop persuasive sales pitches that incorporate key psychological principles. So key concepts. Understanding personality types. How big is that to you? Like, you ever been in a relationship where your significant other had a certain personality and it was maybe just too difficult to deal with? Or it worked well, it just meshed well? Let me know in the chat if you relate to both. If you relate to it, put Yana in the chat. Y-A-N-A. Y-A-N-A is Yana. You are not alone. That's the acronym. Okay. I want you to think that we may have pointed fingers at the person that we didn't get along with, but anytime you point fingers, you have three pointing back at you. So we always want to look at ourselves before we look at the other person. Always look at ourselves before we look at anyone else. Now, when you understand personality types, right? I want you to think about this explanation. Recognizing and adapting to different personality types can improve your communication, lead to better sales outcomes. Each personality type requires a different approach to ensure effective interaction. So let's just say that this person that you're talking to is a person that just loves to have direct. Give it to me direct, because some of us are like that, right? I'm like that. Don't beat around the bush. Don't try to find the sweetest way to say. I might have to do that for a lot of people because I understand, I might could come off as abrasive or cutthroat in certain ways. Just being from New York, we have a certain tendency to just say things like that, to be explicit. But you can't do that for everyone based upon people's personality types. So if you have a sensitive person, super soft, but they love to more so just be walked into things and shown, that's important. It's not wrong that you have to be this way. I want you to think about it in the terms of business now, right? So if you had a customer that was willing to pay you $20,000 for your coaching services, but you had to talk to them in a way that you had to be gentle and you had to walk them through the process and they kept asking you a lot of questions, would going through that process still be worth it to you? You're going to get 20,000 from it. Would it be worth it to you? Would it be worth it to you? Let me know in the chat. Would it be worth it to you? So the same aspect could be applied in your relationship. Maybe it's a person that at first you're seeing, oh man, I can't really mesh with this personality. Oh, this it rubs me the wrong way. But what if you were able to mesh with that, and on the other side of it was the greatest relationship you could ever have? Would it be worth it? So we don't ask ourselves these type of questions, but asking yourself this type of question changes from perception to perspective, and you now can see the bigger picture to be able to offer a space that is safe enough for this person to mesh with you. Because the same way how you're going to mesh with them, they're going to mesh with you. Same way how we was giving you the example, right? Of you saying, hey, good morning to someone, they're going to follow the script. Now, if you get upset at someone and you lash out at someone, chances are they might lash out back at you. But if you're sweet to someone, chances are they might be sweet to you. It doesn't always work out like that, but it is showing you that the combination in which you do something gives a certain outcome. If that's clear, put clear in the chat so we can continue to move forward. So the discussion part is, how does understanding personality types help in sales? Let's go to someone that's on the Zoom. If you can answer, raise your virtual hand if you would love to answer this, and let's get right to it. How does understanding personality types help in sales? If you also would like to come up on Instagram, you can send a request button if you would like to participate on Instagram. If you are on YouTube, unfortunately, you can't participate in the speaking portion. No hands? We don't have any hands? All right, so we don't have any hands. No one wants to share today. All right, so I'll share for you. So understanding personality types helps in sales, once again, based upon the example that I gave you already, but also because it makes you better. So I want you to think this way. If you are getting rejected time in, time out, don't feel defeated. Start to write it down, right? Start to write it down. Okay, so this person didn't like this angle. This option didn't work. Oh, this approach was not good. And now start to get people's understanding of it. Because if you are in sales and you get rejected 10 times, it doesn't mean the 11th through 90th will follow the same suit. You might get 100% from 11 to 90, right? Now, in your relationship, it might be slightly different. Understanding personality types might be able to help you bond well. It might be able to help you listen to the other person and understand what they want. But the overall takeaway from understanding personality types is that you get better faster. The more, like, if think about it, if you're going through personality type A, where, yeah, look, you just got to be direct to me and tell me what it is. That's it. You're going through type B, and type B is like a middle, hey, mixing a little of the love, but still want to be direct. Or maybe you go on type C and they need to see documents. They need to see proof. They need to see these things. It's okay, because when you have all of that, now you oppose any objection. Think about it. If you're well prepared, you oppose any objection. Everyone that you sell to will have an objection. Any partner that you're with, there will be some objections to your relationship. But knowing how to deal with the rejections and have people see perspective over their perception allows both of you to win. And that's what creates mutual beneficial relationships. Okay, mutual beneficial relationships. Who's down for that? Let me know in the chat if you're down for the mutual beneficial relationships. Okay, so let me say this. It said, can you identify a time when adopting a customer's personality improved the outcome of the sales interaction? Absolutely. Like if a customer just wants, hey, just tell me what you offer. Just tell me what I get. and hey, you get X, Y, and Z. This is what it comes with. They like that. They like to see it. They want to see it itemized. Show me on the screen. Oh, I love it. Let me have that. You're going to get the sell versus being pushy or being in resistance. If you know this client loves to be on FaceTime, but you're damn, I'm not looking that great today. I don't really want to be on Face. Okay, is it worth it to just do what they want to do and just be on FaceTime? Is it worth it? So there used to be this saying, and it went like this: the customer's always right. And now we know the customer's not always right, especially after the delivery services like Uber Eats, because we know now customers get their food a little bit late or it's a little bit cold. Now they want a refund, and now they're doing it on purpose. So they're not always right, but you do want to adapt to your customer's personality, because if you do, it's an easier sell. You don't have to worry about convincing. You just let them persuade themselves. All right. You can do the activities on your own time. You can take a screenshot if you want, but the activity is identify different personality types among your customers using a basic personality assessment tool. If you need a personality assessment tool, reach out to me and we can get that one for you. Develop a tailored communication strategy for each personality type. This might be a little bit more difficult, but it's fun to practice. And if you need people to practice with, there's people in the community that you can practice with. There's over 797 people inside of the Love Plus community room. So if you go into that room, you can find potential clients, potential partners, or just some friends that you can mesh well with on your entrepreneur journey. The other part is to share your strategies with the class, discuss how they can be implemented in real life sales scenarios. You can basically record that video and put it into the Love Plus community room and then allow each other to give feedback. Active listening. So here's the explanation on active listening. Active listening involves fully focusing on understanding and responding to the speaker. It is critical. It's a critical skill in sales that helps you understand the customer's needs and trust. If you ever was speaking to someone and you was expressing to them how you felt and you're being vulnerable at this moment, but you can feel, and then when you can also hear that all they were doing was just waiting for you to finish just to explain what they wanted to explain, and they weren't actually listening to you. Put a 1 in the chat if you experienced that. Put a 0 in the chat if you haven't. Put a 1 in the chat if you've experienced that. Put a 0 in the chat if you haven't. So the way to get other people to actively listen to you is by you actively listening to them. So one of the tricks that we do, right, in any relationship, someone is saying something, but you both say something at the same time, give them the floor. Oh, I'm sorry. Apologize. Hey, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Because now what that does, it redirects the shift. So just like when you were small and you had to take turns sharing a toy, now that we're older, well, I don't want to say older. Now that we're wiser, right? Now that we're wiser, you have to share the time. So you don't share the toy, but you share the time. So if you give the person the floor, they can take the time. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Naturally, what would they do? They would want to give it back to you in return. All right. They might also say, no, you go. But the point is to get them to be able to be in alignment with you. So if you're the first one actively listening, then what happens is they would now want to do the same thing because you're building trust with them. They feel understood, they feel heard, they feel complete, they feel connected. And that is what you want to do with active listening. It's a connecting tool. So the discussion part is, why is active listening important in sales? Well, I just mentioned it. It's a connecting tool. It's how we are able to connect. So when you're doing sales, here's a rule of thumb. You should allow the customer or the client or the potential person or the prospect to talk more than you talk. Let them tell you everything that they want. And if you're able to accomplish what they want for them or with them, then it's going to be a no-brainer for them. But if you're just constantly wanting to tell them, hey, so this iPad has all of these features, it's not about all of that. It's about what they want. So active listening is a connecting tool. What is active listening? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. The second question in the discussion is, what are some common barriers to effective listening and how can they be overcome? You let me know in the chat. Or you can raise your virtual hand. Raise your virtual hand. What are some barriers that you have when you're looking to actively listen? Do you feel like, I just want to, they're saying the wrong narrative. I just want to get my point across because I think you're saying it wrong. Is that like the barrier that you have? Or when people are just speaking, it's hard for you to listen? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. And if you could figure out how to overcome that barrier of yours, you just got basically what we would call what's the term? I don't know, I forgot the term. But it becomes a tool, right? It becomes a tool for you. If you can actively listen and you can overcome those barriers that you have, the way that you learn how to do that, you can implement that in those conversations. So for example, something like this. The way that I learned how to stop over talking people when I felt like they was taking the conversation to a different route, I used to put myself on mute. I still do it, but I'm saying I started doing that. So they're talking, they start taking it to the wrong direction, put myself on mute. Now that I'm on mute, I might still say some stuff. Oh man, I wish they would just understand that but now it forces me to have to come back to listen now because now I'm talking and I'm realizing what I'm actually doing. When I'm talking, I could no longer hear them because I'm talking. You get what I'm saying? But if I didn't do that exercise, if I didn't hit the mute button, it wouldn't have shown up to me this way because I would have just kept trying to get my point across with them. But by me hitting the mute button, I realized what I was doing. So I'm talking and I can no longer hear them anymore. And now I don't know where the conversation is. Now I'm lost in the conversation. So let me be quiet. That's how I overcame that. So now it's not even an issue to listen to you. I just listen to you. No problem. No problem. Now, how do you get the client to be able to have that breakthrough so quickly? Is by you repeating back what they said. Yeah, so what's my problem? My problem is I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed, I don't have enough time for myself. And you might be thinking it's excuses the whole time, but in reality, that's just what they're telling you. So that's their reality. So, oh man, I feel so bad that you feel overwhelmed and stressed and you don't have time for yourself. I know how that feels. It feels like you're doing everything else for everyone else and not enough for yourself. Light bulb, that's when the light bulb goes off for them. Wait a minute, you were actually listening? Why would that be a light bulb moment for them? Well, because most people don't actively listen. So you see how quickly you start to realize that these tools work for you and they work for your client, your prospect, because what it's doing is allowing that person to feel heard, appreciated, and seen. And those are core traits of what we all want. No, it doesn't matter if you're talking to your mom, dad, it doesn't matter if you're in a relationship with anyone else. All you really want in this world is to be loved, to have a little money. I would say have a lot of money because some of y'all say little money, but you need a lot of money in this world. To have a lot of money and to just be happy. You're not asking for too much, but it almost seems like we complicate and overcomplicate things because we forget about these intangible skills that make life easier. So if we just were able to listen to each other, okay, I know what you want. Provide that to them. Opportunity is there. Boom, things happen. Now we're meshing. Now we're moving. Now life feels good, right? Anytime you're in a relationship and you are meshing together, your world feels great. Anytime you are clashing with each other, your whole world feels like it's stagnant. Am I making this up or what? So I love what you put into the chat. You said it's hard to listen when people don't get straight to the point. Okay. So how do you get them to get straight to the point? You have to be direct and tell them to get straight to the point. There's power in the point. You can even do something like this. You can lead. The key thing is being a leader. All of what I'm teaching you is being a leader. You're not being reactive to them. You're leading the conversation. You're leading the way that it's playing out. So what you can say to them when you get the chance, there's power in the point. So I don't want to, I want to get straight to the point when I'm speaking to you. So let me get straight to the point because I love when people get straight to the point for me. You see how easy that was? I didn't point them out for taking too long. I didn't say, all right, come on, hurry up, get to the point. I didn't say that to them. I didn't make them feel wrong. I didn't shut them down. I didn't make them feel sped up. I just told them what I like. And I told them what I'm going to give to them. Hey, let me get straight to the point because I know there's power in the point, and I love when people just get straight to the point with me. It makes me listen to them a little more intently, and then we can have a great conversation that way. And I don't forget what they're saying or tune out. No, nobody wants to be tuned out. So if you say this directly to a person, They will go. All right, yeah, you know what? Let me not be long-winded. Let me get right to it. Okay. So remember, the way to getting over these barriers is finding out the tools that help you get over them. So remember, active listening can help you out. If you're on the phone, hit the mute button. If you're in person, you just got to sit there and just in your mind, just say, don't respond, breathe. Practice breathing. I know it sounds weird or whatever, but you're breathing every day, and breathing is regulating your emotional state. So if you're breathing and you do it on autopilot, right? If something stresses you out, you naturally go, you naturally do it. So if you start to control this, if life becomes easier. So here's the activity that you can have. You can take a screenshot of this, or you can do it on your own time. You can pair it with someone that's in the chat and do it on your own time. But you can pair it with a partner and conduct a mock sales conversation where one person practices active listening, the other one plays the role of the customer. After the conversation, provide feedback to each other on listening skills, focusing on areas of strength and improvement. Don't think about your weaknesses. If you say to yourself, hey, I can't really speak, I'm not a good speaker, any weakness is just an underdeveloped strength. Any weakness. So all of it can be strengthened. So please don't doubt yourself and don't dismiss yourself before you even get started. Share your experience with the class and discuss the impact of the active listening, and put that inside the Love Plus community room or put it inside the Telegram. All right, cool. Remember, this is being recorded. This is going on YouTube, so you can watch the replays. And if anyone's not here and you talk to them about it, you can always just send them the replay link. Tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our accountability and leadership call. Today, we had over 250 people on. If you want access to that, DM me leadership. DM me the word leadership. You don't want to miss that. We're doing a guided meditation tomorrow to reach your inner child, to tap into your highest self. You don't want to miss that. If you were having a little waterworks today, tomorrow bring the Kleenex. So as we continue, it says persuasive techniques. Here's the explanation. Persuasive techniques such as social proof, scarcity, and authority can influence customer decision. Incorporating these techniques into your sales pitch makes it more compelling and more effective. Now, why would that be true? Let me know in the chat. Why would that be true? Why would having social proof, even using scarcity and authority, can influence customer decision? All day you're doing it. All day you're doing it. When you go on Instagram and you're looking at a video, some of the first things that you do before you actually settle into the video is what? Look at the likes, look at the views, look at the comments. You want to see how many, is it worth it? You start gauging, is it worth it? Even when it comes down to buying something online, before you want to buy, you look at the reviews. Let me see how many stars they got. Oh, we got 5 stars. Okay, let me actually go look into the reviews then. Let me see. If it's at 3 stars, you're definitely looking into the reviews. If it's at 5 stars, you might glance at 1 or 2 reviews, then it's like, all right, I'm sold already. If it's on 2, you like, damn, let me see this. Let me see. Let me go in here real quick. And, so the reviews, the social proof gives you a preview or gives you like a trailer. You know how movies are offering you opportunity to see their film, but they give you a trailer. Basically, social proof is a trailer. So don't be fearful to share your content. Like Amy, I love the content that you've been putting out lately. It's been great. You at the retreats and just the overall aesthetic of it, right, is appealing, but the content is intentional. So the trailer is having a person feel like they want to trail this opportunity, right? That's what a trailer is. It gives you an opportunity, it gives you a path, and you go walk this opportunity with us. And I love that you position your videos that way, whereas, hey, this is a glimpse into what you could be experiencing and so much more. I love that. So now when we go into scarcity, the thing about scarcity that's important is that if it's available to everyone all the time, it doesn't make you feel an urge to acquire it. If you give your body, your attention, your mind to everyone, chances are the person who really wants it, they're going to seem like, yeah, all right, whatever. They just giving it to everybody. It doesn't matter. But if it's exclusive, they might feel like, I want more. I want to get in on this, because the feeling of exclusivity is a higher pedestal. Like, for example, when people go to the clubs, and I know most of us don't go to clubs, just give you an example that's easy for you to see. But you go to the club, they have the sections, right? There are not as many sections as spots on the floor, right? There's way more spots on the floor. So there's more people that can be on the floor than they can be in a section. So there's some people who buy a section just because of the scarcity, and then it looks like the authority. So if I buy the section, most people can't get this. So that provides exclusivity. So automatically it raises the status of where they're at. You can do the same when it comes to your business, when it comes to your partner. It doesn't matter. You can do the same techniques. All right. For example, when you want to go out on a special date, you want to say, hey, look, babe, I want to take you to this place that I've never gone with anyone else before but myself. I only go on dates with myself here, but I want to take you to my intimate place, and it's a lake, and I want to do it by sunset. And if you would welcome coming with me, it would be such an amazing opportunity for both of us to bond together. And you just talk to them, they say yes, but it feels good. It's something different, right? It's given a little bit, okay, not everybody gets this opportunity. And then the contrary part of it is like, let's go to the steakhouse or whatever. I don't eat animals, but I'm just giving an example. Like, let's go to the steakhouse. You might be inclined to go to the steakhouse because it's pretty much something that everybody does. But when you make the thing that's scarce important, people follow suit. Same thing like your birthday. Your birthday is a scarcity thing, and it's not about being scared. It's a scarcity thing that it only comes around but so many times. So it makes it more of impactful. This is your birthday. So now people celebrate and go crazy and things like that. Same thing with New Year's, but if you ask me, New Year's is not January 1st. I'm sorry. How can a new year be in the middle of winter? That's just some food for you to think about. And authority will always influence your customers' decisions or any decision. I remember talking to a girl, and this is like back when I had like 30,000 followers or whatever, right? She didn't know, but after I finished talking to her, I gave her my Instagram. Hey, yo, look, follow me on Instagram. Oh, you got 30,000 followers. Now she was way more interested. I was confused. Like, what does that have to do with? I'm real in person. Like, I'm this way in person. I'm realer in person than online. So I don't know. Like, I'm confused. But it made me realize that authority can influence a customer's decision. When you go online and you see someone with X amount of follower count, you automatically think authority. If you go online or watch television or watch someone at a high profile interview, you automatically think authority. You want to put yourself in a position of authority. Even if you're talking about a significant other relationship, romantic relationship, it doesn't matter if it's platonic or romantic. Authority will matter in the opposite person making a decision. So when it comes to relationships, you have to be firm on what it is that you want and also be knowledgeable, right? Now, I want to get into discussion a little bit because we're getting low on time. We have about, 15 minutes left, and then we're closing up. I do want to take some hands, honestly. So if you have any questions or have any concerns or anything that you want to address, raise your virtual hand. If you're on Instagram and you want to come up, send a request to come up. So what are some persuasive techniques you've encountered in sales? We just kind of went over some of those, and how did they influence your decision-making process? So the one thing that scares us the most, right? You ever been to the mall where you're walking past the people who sell the shoe cleaning products? They like bum rush you. Hey, come on, try my products. Come on, sit down. Let me just show you. Come on, I'll just try one out. And they kind of force you like, all right, come on, I'll do it. And then from that moment, you're thinking in your mind, yeah, I'm not doing this again. I'm gonna run right past these people next time I see them. That's something that didn't work. You don't want to force people. You want to do it in a way that's persuasive. So one of the things that's persuasive, you remember when we used to walk through Costco or walk through the mall, and they used to have like the food court, and then they would give out what? Free samples. Don't be afraid to give out free samples of your work. You do Reiki, you do healing work, you do sound bath, whatever it is that you may do, you should give free samples. Let's go to the park. Maybe we might have to get a permit somewhere, but let's do it. And let's open up a shop, free samples. Let's give people some things for free. If you have ebooks, if you have anything that's digital, don't be afraid to give things away for free. These are lead magnets. Collect their emails and then be able to send them some stuff. All right, for participating. Same thing with your significant other. This is why guys will bring a woman flowers, but women, you should bring guys things too. Because believe it or not, the man makes the decision on whether you get to keep the relationship or not. So if I'm you, I'm not acting like every other woman who is, yeah, guys need to pay me. Guys need to do all this for me. No, be a real woman. Be a woman, act in your femininity and be a provider in that femininity. Guys love to be taken care of. What if you did something for him that takes care of him the same way how he's taking care of you, but in your way? And these are persuasive tools. A guy is going to, oh, she did that? Ah, yeah, I like her. I like her. Yeah, I like her. That's the one I want. But most women don't really want to, y'all want to have that conversation with me. Late night, I'll have that conversation with y'all. Y'all don't really want to have that conversation because I'll tell you the truth about it. Some of y'all don't like the truth. Okay. So persuasive sales techniques are going to be super impactful in your ability to sell. Remember, selling is just having a conversation with someone to help them uncover what it is that they already want, and you helping them get there. That's it. You're just helping them get there. Selling is something you do for people and not what you do to them. If you've experienced salesy people, that's a bad representation of sales. Every day you sell yourself on getting up to go to work to get paid. Selling has never been bad. Every day you sell yourself on why you need to eat, on which restaurant or which food or whatever meal that you're going to make. The activity, you don't have to do this activity now, but you can take a screenshot and you can do this activity on your own time. Develop a sales pitch that incorporates at least 2 persuasive techniques. Practice delivering your pitch to a partner, focusing on clarity, confidence, and effective use of persuasive elements. Present your pitch to the class, receive feedback on the persuasiveness and overall impact. You can put that inside the Love Plus community room. Just take a video and you get some feedback. Use the Love Plus community room. There's over 797 people in there. So go ahead and connect with them. Once again, these are the activities that you can do. You can take a screenshot and you can do these activities with someone. And then I'll go right to the conclusion and we'll head out. If you have any question or concerns, raise your virtual hand. If you want to come up and you want to get help on something, get a tip, raise your virtual hand or send a request on Instagram. Here's a conclusion. Effective sales and communication skills involve personality types, practicing active listening, and using persuasive techniques. By mastering these skills, you can build stronger relationships and you can meet the customer needs. Okay. And close more deals. So the idea is for you to be so persuasive that the client or the prospect sells themselves. Make sense? Make sense? Okay. Here's the homework for you. Take a second and write this down, or take a screenshot rather. Take a screenshot. All right, cool. We're coming to the end of this. We're down to the end. Next week, Monday, we'll be back at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be back with this. So once again, tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our leadership and accountability. If you would like to be part of that, it's only for 4 more days. Go ahead and DM me leadership. DM me the word leadership, and we will send that. We're doing a guided meditation tomorrow to tap into your younger self, your inner child, but also reach your higher self, that next level, right? I would go out with the music, but for some reason, the music wasn't playing on my end, so I don't know. Like, you all could tell me. Let me see if the music plays. You all could tell me if it does. With that being said, remember, sales is not what you do to people, it's what you do for people. You are the best of the best, top of the top, cream of the crop. The only way you're truly going to make a lot of money is if you get comfortable with selling. Whether you like it or not, you are selling if you have a job. You are selling your time. You're trading time for money. You are selling yourself. It does not matter as long as you just don't sell your soul. Okay, that's the only thing. You don't need to sell your soul. Other than that, We're out of here. Peace and love, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Amy, send me a message on Instagram. Peace.